A sub 26 months ago. Now I can't use Twitch without xQcl.
Welcome to Audit the Audit, where we sort out the who and what and the right and wrong of police interactions. This episode covers search warrants, officer privilege, and departmental corruption, and is brought to us by Fire and Police Videos' channel. Be sure to check out the description below and give them the credit that they deserve. Let's dive right in and audit the interaction. On the evening of March 22, 2020, Espanola, New Mexico resident Philip Chacon barricaded himself into his home after the Espanola Police Department attempted to make contact with him regarding a stabbing incident which occurred earlier that day. The Espanola PD surrounded the house and began issuing orders for Mr. Chacon to surrender peacefully. Shortly after the incident began, Rio Arriba Sheriff James Lujan arrived on the scene in plain clothes and attempted to order the Espanola City police officers to leave the scene.
You're in charge?
Yeah, yes.
Pull your people back. I'll bring them in.
Oh my God.
Who in?
Phil Chacon? That's who you have a warrant for?
Right.
Pull everybody out. I'll bring them in.
I don't want to pull them out.
Huh?
I don't want to pull them back.
Excuse me? I'm not asking. I'm telling you. I will bring him in. Okay? We don't need to make this bigger than what it is.
Hey, the sheriff just pulled in, and he's asking us to pull back, and he'll pull him in. But he's been drinking. I can smell it on him. We're gonna need somebody. Huh? Yeah. And we need to pull somebody over here. Somebody about.
Is he acting sheriff when he's not in clothes and not like on duty?
Me, because he's already pushing his weight around with me. So. Okay. We're not pulling back. Hi. I'm waiting for. I told Jeremy. Jeremy's calling Command 1 now. But do you smell it, or am I the only one who smells it?
Yeah. Please do something about it.
Right.
Mr. Chacon eventually surrendered to the officers and was taken into custody. During the standoff, Sheriff Lujan revealed to the Espanola officers that he had been communicating with Mr. Chacon while he was inside the home, and briefly attempted to convince the officers that Mr. Chacon was not actually in the house. Sheriff Lujan's strange behavior and unwelcome appearance garnered suspicion from the Espanola Police Department, and culminated in the department filing official charges against Sheriff Lujan, and securing search warrants for both the sheriff's personal cell phone and the phone issued to him by the sheriff's office. On the morning of May 14th, the Espanola PD attempted to serve those warrants at the Rio Arriba Sheriff's Office.
Hey, Under Sheriff, how are you? Good, man. Good. It's James here, the sheriff. You just need to speak with him. Hold on.
This is weird.
Hello, sir. Sure.
Come in here.
You want to do it in there or you want to do what? In here or what?
You just have a couple of sections for your cell phones. For your cell phones. So, one on your personal cell phone and one on your work cell phone. Those are your copies. Do you want?
At this point, Sheriff Lujan has officially been served the search warrants and must comply with the orders of the judge immediately. The search warrant authorizes officers to search the sheriff for the phones, and as of this moment, the phones are in the sheriff's pocket, which means that he was served the warrant while in possession of the phones. However, Sheriff Lujan attempts to circumvent the authority of the warrants by handing his phones to his colleague, Under Sheriff Martin Trujillo.
Hold on to that. Filed today? You have your phone? Call Nate. Casados is not. Is this for which case? What case is this?
So that is in reference to stemming from the original charges.
Which one? The misdemeanor?
So that one.
You got a search warrant on a misdemeanor.
So DA approved it out of
This is just weird because
Somewhere, yeah. Some of it is somewhere.
he knows how this shit works, and if he was him instead, and just was like a normal civilian, it'd go hard on him.
bonus, and then Pat Casado signed off on it.
Like super hard.
He has my personal phone and my work phone.
Okay.
Okay, so it's gonna stay there until I get it cleared
The sheriff informs the officers that he will not surrender the phones until he has spoken with his attorney. While all Americans are entitled to due process under the 5th and 14th Amendments, disputing the legitimacy of a search warrant as it is being served does not fall within the scope of those protections. If a defendant wishes to challenge the validity of a search warrant, they must do so in a court of law, not on the street. And the fact that the Espanola officers allowed the sheriff to call his attorney and wander around the office freely after serving the warrants is a testament to the privilege that officers often afford one another when performing their duties. In a country where departments are authorized to execute no-knock raids daily, seize millions of dollars of contraband, and intercept sensitive personal information all in the name of justice, it is highly irregular for officers to allow a suspect to comply with a warrant on their own terms.
It doesn't have the case number on here for the original.
Right there.
That's a PD case number. It doesn't have a magistrate or a district case. This is in district court too, and this is a magistrate warrant. Okay? This case is already in district court.
This is a magistrate warrant.
You understand that this case is in district court, right? Did you get a district court judge to approve it?
District court judges don't do search warrants anymore. They just don't. They put them all down to magistrate.
Did you know that? I didn't know that.
They just don't do them.
Okay.
In the 1971 Supreme Court case of Coolidge versus Hampshire, the court held that a warrant must be issued by a neutral and detached judge capable of determining whether probable cause exists. Whether the warrant was signed by the circuit judge or a magistrate is irrelevant. To obtain a warrant, law enforcement officers must show that there is probable cause to believe a search is justified. Officers must support this showing with sworn statements, and must describe in particularity the place they will search and the items they will seize. The search warrant that the Espanola officers are attempting to serve specifically targets Sheriff Lujan's work phone and the personal phone that he was using to communicate with Mr. Chacon during the March 22nd standoff. Keep this in mind, because it will play an important role later in this episode.
Interesting.
What is it exactly are you looking for?
So it stipulates in there.
What?
Let me send this to Nate.
Why the fuck would you talk about the ongoing investigation with the prison being investigated?
You have 3 units out there? Who wants?
So, yeah.
You have all your units here, so
I have all my units here.
that's what we were told.
Who do you see here? The undersheriff, myself, the transport deputy, Leon's doing reports. And so
Okay,
what are you
sounds good.
saying I'm going to do something?
Well, we don't know.
You don't know. Really, Ernest?
I don't,
Really?
fortunately.
Sure.
Wow. Okay, well then
But
you can stand outside of my office.
They don't have to say shit to him at all from the get-go. Any of it. If the thing is signed,
I'm going in here. That's really,
they can do whatever the fuck they want.
it's really bad, Ernest.
So,
Undersheriff Trujillo
works.
walks away with the phones, and the Espanola officers inform the deputies that they need to be able to see the phones in case the sheriff attempts to delete anything. The sheriff and undersheriff eventually return to the front of the office, but continue to wander aimlessly in and out of the view of the officers. Shortly thereafter, Espanola Interim Police Chief Roger Jimenez arrives on the scene to speak with Sheriff Lujan.
he's
That is-
trying to make contact with.
morning, Undersheriff.
That is so fucked up.
Is he gonna comply or no? Just Undersheriff.
Oh, what is this fucking noise, man?
Okay, we're trying to call him, but he's busy. So he has the warrants. They're signed. They're legal. It's a court order. I know you guys are just doing your job, but I don't want you guys in the middle of this. All we needed the phones. That's it. Well, once he gets his advice from his attorney, we'll do that. I got him. I don't know. You have your phone, his phones? Yes. Okay. Can I see him at least so I could give you that professional courtesy? Okay.
You can see his
I
mask.
think it can have
Yeah, on his
But it's on
head.
the top of his head and not on his chin.
Nothing will happen. Well, I'm not the one making the show. I had only sent these guys in here. You know, I just, again, we want the phone. That's fine. You're probably going to get the phone, but wait, still. Well,
Dude,
as you know,
they all get an F here. All of them get F here.
You know, I don't want to. I really don't. I don't want to have to put anybody
Jane
across.
has been found alive.
But
I saw that.
Jane
if
has
that's
been
what I have
found
to do,
alive.
then
Yeah,
I
we
will
saw that.
do it. I don't want to do that. And you're saying,
As a recent Juris Doctor graduate who just took the bar, some of this is disputed law regarding right to an attorney before searching a phone. They can take his wallet, check for narcotics, or weapons, but searching through a phone is disputed.
No. They're not gonna search the phone. They're gonna take the phone. Wait. What are you talking about? If they have a warrant, right, and a judge signed off on them taking the phone, their job is to execute that warrant. End of story. They go there to execute it. That's it. Just done. If it's signed, it's signed. You can't contest that in the middle of a fucking of an office.
I gave him copies. Where are they?
What's that? The warrants?
You asked for them?
No, he gave them to me. Okay. Search me.
What? That's how it works. I know how that works.
Are you going to comply, yes or no? That's all I want. I want the phones.
So you don't get it. You don't get it.
You have your search.
Because whatever is in there, if the court says that the warrant was shouldn't have went through, whatever, right? Then it's fruit of the poisonous tree, and they can't use information that they got with the fucking warrant in the first place. It doesn't matter.
Warrant says to search me for personal
Why would you
phones?
care?
He has the phones. He already told me he has the phones.
Okay. That's not what the search warrant says, does it?
Okay, so you want us to lock down the sheriff's office? Go ahead and call them back. You're going to stay out here, sir. Stay out here. Stay out here. Because... No. Under sheriff?
You can go through the court system.
We are. We're going to lock down this building until he gives me those phones.
Really?
Yes, that's what the DA's office advised.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's that on paper?
You can call her. Andrea Reed. You want her number?
You can call me.
He's going out.
Okay. Dude, I think it's the same as if it's a civilian and the guy has a warrant for his arrest, right? The guy can't say no, that arrest. No, dude, if on file it says that there's a warrant for his arrest, they execute the warrant. That's it. No questions, no arguing, no phone calls, no bullshit. They execute the
You're
warrant.
not going to stop me from leaving if I want to leave. Am I under arrest?
If we have to,
Am I under arrest?
not
Good.
now.
Get away from me.
Not now. Go back inside. We're gonna lock down this office. Please go back in the office. Seriously,
Don't touch. Back up.
You can go in the office, but
Back up. Don't touch. Don't reach. Back up.
go inside. Because you're not certified, so
Back up.
This slight physical altercation demonstrates that the deputies prioritize their loyalty to the sheriff above their sworn duty to uphold the law. The Espanola officers followed the proper protocol and served a legitimate search warrant to the sheriff. The Rio Arriba deputies are bound by the same oath to uphold the law as it is dictated by their respective justice system as every other member of law enforcement. Their failure to uphold the search warrant raises serious questions about their competence as a department and reveals a glaring gap between their ability to perform their duties according to the law and the ethical standards associated with law enforcement as a whole.
So
They're tampering with evidence of it now.
What you're saying?
Refusing what?
You're refusing a lawful order? From the judge.
What judge?
Judge Gonzalez.
On what case is that on?
On my case. You
It
have the
doesn't
search
matter.
On your case?
warrant. Yeah, you have the search warrant. You have
Search
the
warrant, the case is going to district court, right?
You continue to continue
It's
to
a district
continue
court
to
judge
resist and
has this
obstruct.
case,
You're
right?
showing a pattern of behavior, Sheriff.
Really?
Yes.
It's a pattern of
Already
harassment
twice.
from you is what it
Already
is.
They
twice.
can confiscate the
Twice.
phone, but they
Twice.
cannot
That's okay.
search through it
You have
unless he
your- you
lets
have your
them.
opportunity.
Otherwise, he has a right to an
I'm here
attorney.
So will you. On a
Insofar as
misdemeanor.
you know what
Okay,
fruit
for
of
now.
the piousness
For
tree
now.
is, though. That
For
has
now.
to do with no warrant home
Are you
search.
accusing me of something else?
Then why not give me the phones?
Wait,
I
really?
told you I'm seeking legal counsel first. I have that right. Do I not have a right to seek
You have the
legal
legal
counsel?
order.
Wait.
You have
I
the
do.
legal order.
And it does.
Wait, Dono is wrong actually. Wait, Dono, you're actually wrong. If somebody is out there and they don't have probable cause for a search on a person, they find a gun on him, right? He goes to court, he wins that case. They didn't see it, they didn't have probable cause, right? Therefore, they find the weapon on the fruit of the person's tree, and he wins. So this doesn't only apply to their houses and shit.
It doesn't say how long I have to give it to you, does it?
It says now.
Does
yes,
it?
Yes.
Show me.
It's a court order. You have the copies.
It says now.
Yeah. Well, when do you? Okay, so you get a search warrant. You just do it whenever you want.
This is always true. This is you're like,
It would just be
guys,
so much easier.
I'm not even American. This is the one of your amendments bullshit. One of the fucking writing thing on the paper scroll thing on the fucking thing, man. You should know this shit.
Well, no, but I saw you give them to your undersheriff, who has them in his pocket. So just the knowledge of that.
Give him the phones. This is all harassment and retaliation because I told the city council that you shouldn't be the chief. That's what it is.
Think whatever you want.
I don't think, I know.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
You
Go ahead and give it to him. These phones are not to be gone through until you have a warrant for the content. You only have a warrant for the phones,
You're
not the
absolutely right.
content.
You're absolutely right.
And good luck, and you better not come through a magistrate. You better go through a
That's what I
district
said.
court judge.
Thank you, Undersheriff.
Go.
Thank you. Have a good day, sir.
So even then, they knew this since the get-go. They still decided to tamper with the evidence, which is
Says you, toenail take candy.
which is even more trouble. They literally tampered. That's so fucked up.
Have a good day, sir.
Imagine if all
After
criminals had
acquiring
a head
the
start like
phones,
that.
the Espanola officers left the scene without further incident. The officers secured a search warrant for the contents of the phone a few days later and discovered that Sheriff Lujan did not surrender the correct phone to the officers. The search
Man,
warrant
I don't know
specifically
why
named
they're
the phone
making
that the
this
sheriff
so
had used to
long.
communicate
All
with
the
Mr.
sheriff wants
Chacon,
is
but
free
neither
passage
of the
and
phones
no
that the sheriff
spikes.
gave to
These cops needs a step up, reporting this to Coyle.
named the phone that the sheriff had used to communicate with Mr. Chacon, but neither of the phones that the sheriff gave to the officers were the one he had used on March 22nd. Upon realizing that the sheriff failed to comply with the stipulations of the search warrants, an arrest warrant was issued, and on May 21st, the Espanola Police Department arrested Sheriff Lujan at his office. During the arrest, the sheriff managed to get a resisting charge stacked on top of the other charges he was already facing. Overall, Sheriff Lujan and the Rio Arriba Sheriff's Office get an F for failing to comply with the language of the search warrant,
What about the F minus?
escalating a lawful interaction into a passive-aggressive standoff, and actively working.
There should be F minus. F minus. As a police officer, dude, they know better. Okay, they should never, ever go down to the level of everybody else, motherfucker, and go down under to where they breach their own fucking code. That's
to shield
that's
the
like
sheriff from the authority
Dude, what
of
even
the
is this
court
shit,
order.
man?
The blind loyalty of the deputies sheds light on the gang-like operations of certain police departments across the country.
They're human? Nah, they're not. Okay, it's not how that shit works, man. When you're a cop, you serve the people, man. You take an oath, motherfucker, to serve the people and do the job. You saying, oh yeah, but he's human. You don't get to use that discourse. That's just a stupid fucking thing. You don't though.
And officers
Oh,
who
well, yeah, but
operate
they're
in
all
the best
human.
interest of their
Fuck off.
department at the expense of properly enforcing the law are a danger to their communities. If the sheriff's actions are any indication of his guilt, then there is no doubt that he will be prosecuted for his crimes. It will be interesting to see what, if any, information is gathered from the cell phone that the sheriff went through so much trouble to hide, and there is a good possibility that the sheriff could face more charges in the future. Throughout the interaction,
What about that, dude, is that let's say some guy's down bad. He's having a tough life. Everything's against him. It's so sad, and you're all for him. And he has an arrest warrant, right? But issued by a judge. He has to execute it. Are you gonna say, dude, all is against him? The world. He had a tough childhood. Everything's against him. But dude, what would somebody that's human do? What would somebody human? No, he's good. No, you can't do that. You have a job. You have a fucking job, motherfucker. You have a fucking job to do. You do the fucking job, motherfucker. You don't want to do that? You want to be a fucking normal human? Don't be a fucking cop. End of story, bitch ass.
the
What is
sheriff
that?
mentions that the search warrants were issued in retaliation for comments that he had made about the interim police chief, but I was unable to substantiate those claims, and the sheriff's office could not be reached for comments. The Espanola Police Department gets a C- for offering the sheriff privileges that they do not grant to average citizens by allowing the sheriff and deputies to wander aimlessly through the building while executing a search warrant, and not arresting the sheriff after he made several attempts to evade
You want to feel this guy because he was kind of trying a little bit, but he really helped them in his own investigation, and he let him tamper on purpose. He let him tamper. Weird.
By extending a professional courtesy to Sheriff Lujan, the
soft.
Espanola officers afforded him ample time to deceive the officers and attempt to make a getaway in the middle of the interaction. Any civilian who attempted to evade a search warrant by leaving the scene or passing off evidence to a colleague would have been arrested on the spot. and this encounter draws many parallels to an interaction I have covered in the past involving the arrest of attorney Victor Revel for defying the authority of a search warrant in central Alabama. I will
It's like arresting your boss? Dude, fuck the boss. I'll arrest my boss any day of the week, man. What are you talking
post
about?
a link to that episode in the info card above. Regardless of any professional titles, all Americans are equally subject to the laws of this country. But the Espanola Police Department provided Sheriff Lujan with a degree of leniency that is not consistent with the standard protocols administered during most interactions with average citizens. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more police interaction content.
Interesting. Well, that was actually interesting. I enjoyed that. That was like super unique compared to the other ones. I mean, they're always good, but that was really unique, man.